Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board CPR Flight 303, destined to Honolulu and Nandi. We'll be cruising at an altitude of 37,000 feet, and our flying time...
Dear Sandy, I'm so excited. I just had to write you a note. Maybe it'll calm me down. Here I am at 37,000 feet on the way to my dream vacation. 2 weeks of sun, fun, and relaxation. I can just imagine strolling along those sun-washed beaches.
Your drinks, madam.
Excuse me, ma'am. Would you care for something from the bar?
Oh yeah. I'll have a screwdriver, please. Well, Sandy, I can hardly tell you how much I'm looking forward to experiencing the Fijian culture and traditions. From what I've read, I understand they're a warm, friendly, beautiful people. One custom they have that's a little different is the drinking of kava. It's made from the powdered root of the pepper plant and mixed with water in a wooden bowl called a tanoa. The guest of honor gets the first serving in a bowl made from half a coconut shell, and he has to drink it all in a single drink. Then everybody says mata, meaning it is drained, and they clap their hands. Maybe I'll try it. Then there's the fire walking. Maybe it's the kava that gives them the courage to walk on hot coals. But I think this is one item I'd just as soon sit out, thank you. But one thing I'll be sure not to miss is the Beqa. It consists of the singing of old tribal songs and staging of ritual tribal dances. Fortunately, these displays are strictly reenactments. So now when they have you for dinner, they don't mean it literally.
Would you care for the beef Wellington or the poached salmon?
I'll have the beef, please.
Some wine?
Yes, the red, thank you.
Welcome aboard Blue Lagoon Cruises. I am sure you'll find this cruise is really the ultimate Fiji experience.
Would you like a headset for the movie?
Oh, thank you.
Thousands of years ago, the Fijian Islands were discovered by the Papuans, Melanesians, and Polynesians, in that order. These were the ancestors of the present Fijians. Time passed, but little changed, and the people of Fiji lived in a very primitive lifestyle from the land and the sea. In 1643, Abel Tasman, a Dutch explorer, sailed through the islands. He was followed by Captain Cook in 1774 and the infamous Captain Bligh in 1789. Adrift in Bounty's open boat, Bligh is credited for charting large portions of the Fiji Islands. After the explorers came the sandalwood seekers, probably the first Europeans ever to have landed on either of the two main islands. The reason being that the Fijian kingdoms were constantly at war with each other, with the loser's fate being extremely unpleasant. It was under these conditions that Ratu Seru Kakobau and 11 other chiefs signed the Deed of Cession in 1874, proclaiming Fiji as a possession and a dependency of Britain. Shortly afterward, indentured laborers were brought in from India. This inexpensive labor helped to get the Fiji economy moving. By the beginning of the 20th century, things were really rolling. Fiji style, anyway. Today, Fiji's main industry is sugar production. Other prime industries include copra production, used in the making of coconut oil, and gold mining. But one industry that continues to grow and is now only second to sugar is tourism. While the swaying palms and clear blue waters are what attracts most tourists to fantastic Fiji, there is a virtually untapped resource in Fiji, under the palms. Underwater Fiji is definitely one of its greatest untapped resources. 1,000-foot drop-offs, breathtaking coral heads, caves and tunnels, and unbelievably colorful and diverse marine life. Picture yourself on a dive boat headed for a diving experience of a lifetime, especially with two of the most knowledgeable divers in these parts, Lorraine and Dave Evans.
David and I have been operating at the Tradewinds Hotel Marina for 13 years. We have compressors, tanks, and all hire equipment that would be necessary to explore the underwater world here in Fiji. If people are coming for the day, we take them to our favorite spot called the Fish Patch, which is located about 15 minutes run from Suva. Here we can offer them a choice of dive sites. The coral heads are quite close to the surface, and then there is a drop-off that is absolutely vertical, and gorgonia fans are growing from this drop-off, making it a photographer's delight. There is also a large anchor located in water which is not too deep and can be photographed quite easily. Back on top of the coral heads, our divers hand feed the thousands of reef fish which gather when they hear the dive boats approaching. Some years ago, a Taiwanese fishing vessel came to grief on the main Suva reef, and her remains now stand out as a warning to navigators in the area. And you can actually see the capital city of Suva from the Fish Patch. I doubt if there's any other area in the world where you have such a splendid reef formation so close to a capital city.
Another favorite dive site is the Woodburn Wreck, which is located 5 miles from Suva.
As far as we can gather, the Woodburn was built in Scotland and was rigged in three-masted bark style. She was built of steel, one of the first of the steel ships, and sunk in the early 1930s. Swimming over the remains of such a sailing vessel leaves one a little sad, but at least the wreck is in reasonably shallow water and is accessible to divers. Of course, if you don't know how to dive, then we can teach you.
Scubahire is a registered PADI training facility, offering courses for visiting divers and for the locals.
On staff, we have a PADI instructor who is fully qualified to certify students up to open water diving qualifications. We do the theory in the classroom, followed by practical work in the swimming pool, and then, of course, the final dives are done on the main Suva reef, where the diving is shallow and safe and secure. Once our divers are certified, they become more adventurous and generally wish to head off to the less accessible reefs surrounding the island of Beqa.
Beqa Lagoon, 22 miles southwest of Suva, can only be described as fantastic. And what could be more exciting than to spend 3 days and 2 nights aboard the Fiji Diver, breathing the tranquility and incredible beauty above and below. There are many dive sites in the 40 miles of reef surrounding Beqa, with exotic names such as Sulphur and Cutter Passages, Frigate Passage and side streets, each offering its own special blend of Fijian underwater scenery. The time seems to pass quickly, and it's soon time to head back to the Fiji Diver to enjoy the Fijian sunset.
It's a lovely feeling to be so remote from the world and all its cares. As well as the wonderful diving, many people want to, of course, visit the island of Beqa itself. There are white sandy beaches where it is a delight to stroll along and collect shells, perhaps have one of the boys climb a coconut tree, bring down a fresh coconut for you, drink that beautiful, sweet coconut juice.
But when you want to dive, there's no shortage of dive sites in Fiji. From the great Astrolabe Reef to the magnificent Rainbow Reef. It's easy to see that the greatest untapped wealth of Fiji lies under the palms.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are now on our final approach into Nandi Airport. The current Nandi weather is clear and sunny skies and temperatures of 35 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
Well, Sandy, I guess I better close for now. All the best, your friend Annette. P.S. If you don't get any postcards from me, it'll mean my Fiji fantasy has come true.